arsonist. And you're coming out? Come out this way, come out quick. Okay. So set fire to by an arsonist. On that evening, Greenwatch was on call on the fire brigade, and they arrived here about 8 minutes after the call was reported, and they spent the next 3 or 4 hours dousing and containing the building. On my arrival at 5 to 7, which was about 8 minutes after Greenwatch, the fire officer originally said to me, he said, there is no way we're saving this building, we are going just to contain the building. The residents across here were moved to the community centre in the interest of safety. This building was fully alight and was basically totally destroyed by 7 o'clock. Following that, they doused the fire down, and overnight the building was guarded. It took over 2 years to re-secure a lease for the building, but in the period in that 2 years, in the first 3 months, Architect and Design Services offered their help. Mark Cotton over there and Michael Cochran of Architect and Design Services offered to design a new building. When I sat with Mark initially, I said to him, there's no way we can afford to build anything like this. We were just going to put a small building back up. And Mark said, have a vision, he says, you can do it. He says, you'll get there. And I didn't believe him at the time, in all honesty, but with their perseverance, they provided drawings free of charge for us. Lots of help during that time, planning submission. This building was submitted for planning without a single objection from every resident local overviewing. It took roughly 2 years to formalise a lease with the council. Even though we did have a lease for a parcel of land in the Manor Hatch region, we had to renew the lease because we wanted to change the use not only just for scouting but for a community building, which we now have. Last January, the group committee decided that we would progress with making a start on the building once we'd secured a lease. There was no way at the time we had enough money to afford the building, so initially our first view was to put the slab in the ground. Then once we raised a bit more funding, to put the brickwork in, then the steel frame. And throughout the course from April of last year, 2014, through to April of this year, the building has slowly progressed. About a week before Christmas, we still believe we was about £30,000 short of funding to complete the building. But lo and behold, in a period over Christmas and just afterwards, we received a couple more grants which has allowed us to complete the building. The building's now a use for young people, the community, and if we wanted to as a group, private hire, but the aim is it's for community use. Okay, and the reason is because we wanted to keep it in the manner it is. There is still an awful lot of work to do in and around the grounds and to replace the equipment lost in the fire. The insurance from the fire was only, we received £87,000. This building, we've spent over £200,000 in building, and it has been estimated at roughly £350,000 for insurance purposes. We're now at a stage of further fundraising for acoustic panelling internally to stop the echo. We've got works around the grounds, and predominantly to repurchase the equipment we lost in the fire. We lost £26,000 of camping equipment, supplies, tentage and stuff like that, which has never been replaced. Stuff has been purchased but only on small occasions. So we're now on for the next stage of fundraising to basically re-kit the group with equipment they lost in the fire. So we're now at a stage now that, as you've seen today, the building is a lovely building. We're now going to have it officially open, and there behind the plaque up here is going to be the new name for the building. And I would like, if possible, Greenwatch or some members of Greenwatch to come. The building, we would never have got to this stage of the building and we've not had support from local community, charity foundations, Bernard Sundley Trust. All the plaques on the wall show people who have provided money, donations and funding, and really from the leaders and the non-executive members and fundraising teams and the young people driving to get to this stage. So I'll pass this over to George and, sorry, Catherine, who are now going to cut the ribbon, officially open our building for us. Of some sort of technology, they'll try and remove that piece of cardboard and the plaque, and this will now be the official naming of the building, which we have agreed. Yeah, hook it off. Have we agreed to name the building as Manor Hall.